As stated on the slide, racism is the belief in the superiority of one race over another, which often results in discrimination and prejudice towards people based on their race or ethnicity. Racism has always been prevalent in our society throughout the ages, with people discriminating against each other based on their ethnic backgrounds and the color of their skin, where it's mostly the majority against the minority. This has always been prevalent even in advertisements with soap, with people often believing that using soap would clean your skin and make you from black to white. This has always been prevalent and very commonplace in soap companies for their advertisements to try to persuade people that their soap would clean you really well. One of the companies that really did this a lot was Pear Soap Company. However, since then, this has really faded away with people realizing that this commonplace was not just and that it was not appropriate for them to say such things about someone based on the color of their skin, and that using their soap would clean you. The company Dove has always been very inclusive of women based on having a very natural shape and including all ages and especially all colors of skin. However, recently they posted this advertisement on Facebook that, as they said, really missed the mark. This advertisement is obviously very controversial based on the look that a black woman is taking off her shirt and revealing that she is white underneath, which is implying that using their soap is very cleanly, I guess. And I stopped a student at FGCU and I showed her this advertisement, and the following clip will show her reaction and the questions that I had there for her. Okay, so my name is Tyler. I'm in Humanities and Social Issues class with Professor Wilson. We're doing something called the Social Issues Project on racism, and in my envelope I have an advertisement that has been deemed controversial for what has been put out, and I want to know what your reaction would be to it.
It looks like Dove is trying to say that when you're white, you're cleaner, or
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't look right. It looks like the underneath of you is supposed to be white, and
Yeah. Basically, that's been the general consensus that people have thought of when Dove posted this advertisement on Facebook. Do you think that this is what they were actually aiming for, to be actually racist, or do you think there was a meaning that got overlooked because of the look of it at first?
I don't think that an advertisement would actually put out something that is racist, because I feel like they'd be trying to aim to everybody, so maybe something was overlooked. But then again, you don't know who was actually in charge of it.
Yeah. And this isn't the first racist advertisement that Dove has had. They had a moisturizer that was put on the line, like in stores, and it settles for normal to dark skin, basically kind of implying that dark-skinned people and people of color are not normal.
Not normal.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, that definitely seems pretty racist, whether or not they wanted it to. But, like, they should have thought of everyone and not just the general, because I feel like when people think normal is literally just general. Like, it's not white, it's not black.
It's not just the majority. It's each individual person what you deem as normal, right?
Exactly.
Okay. In reference to the video, Dove came out with an advertisement saying, "Dove is committed to representing the beauty of diversity. In an image we posted this week, we missed the mark in thoughtfully representing women of color, and we deeply regret the offense that it has caused." I personally do not know what Dove was trying to go for, and Dove never announced what they were implying when they released this advertisement. However, they do not think it was supposed to be offensive, as people have thought it was. And in reference to my interview, this was the moisturizer that I was referring to when it said, "for normal to dark skin," implying that people who are women of color that are using this do not have normal skin based on the melanin in their skin. And in reference to the humanities and social issues, In the syllabus, it says a study with the humanities explores the foundations of aesthetic, ethical, and cultural values along with the ways in which they may endure. And I think that this relates very well with the humanities and social issues by talking about how prevalent racism still is in society and how we have not evolved from what we used to be, with even advertisements talking poorly to women of color or any person of color or any minority.